Hey YouTube, TM Aquariums, this is Tom. How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day. Say, I want to bring you a video. This is the first video that I've ever shot and uploaded on this tank here. This is my 55-gallon L134 Leopard Frog Pleco breeding project. This tank has been up and running for about 3 or 4 months now. And in that time, I've been able to source a total of 8 L134 plecos. Of the 8 that I have, 5 are adult, 3 are juvenile. Of the adults, 3 are female and 2 are male. The adults are just entering sexual maturity and getting to their full size. My largest male is about 4 inches, as is my largest female. And in fact, actually you can see my largest male, his tail is sticking out of that cave on the center there, the red one. That is his preferred cave, but he has had her trapped in his cave several times for several hours at a time in the past couple of weeks. It has not resulted in any spawning yet, but you know, they're young. They're just, like I said, coming into sexual maturity, and they'll figure it out. So I'm not too concerned about that. Leopard frog plecos are, they're a little spendy. The average price on the juveniles that I've been buying is around $70, and the adults are anywhere between $80 to $90. And again, these are all wild caught. There's a rumor that they are going to be on the 2018 ban list, on the export ban list at some point here. So their prices have steadily increased and kind of maintained around that $70 to $100 price range. Couple online places, you know, sell them for a little bit more, but no, these are fun little fish. They are more of a omnivorous and carnivorous type pleco. They are not an algae eating pleco. They're not a wood eating pleco, so they do need a little bit of meat protein in their diet. And I feed these guys earthworm and blackworm pellets are their absolute favorite. I also feed them Rapashi omnivore community formula. They get bloodworm treats on the weekend, and then they also get some algae tablets or algae wafers once in a while. The water parameters, these guys like a little softer and warmer water. The water parameters are TDS of 120, my GH is 4, my KH is 2, my temperature is 82 degrees, and the pH is about 7, right on about 7.1. In the tank, I've got various different sizes of pleco caves, different shapes, different sizes. The slate, the triple cave on the left is a homemade cave, rather easy to make. I might end up making some of those and selling them on eBay here in the near future. The dimensions of those caves are about 1.5 inch wide and about 1 inch high. But I've got, like I said, different shapes and sizes of caves, and they all kind of seem to have their own preference. A few rocks in there that I sourced from a local construction site, and the piece of driftwood I used to have in my discus tank is in there. A little bit of Malaysian driftwood with some bulbitis strapped down to it, just for looks. And then on the top, I do have a bunch of floaters in this tank, a bunch of frog bit and duckweed to cut down on the lighting, because these guys really don't like a lot of really direct, bright light. But again, really enjoying this tank. These guys have a lot of personality. They're a lot more active than you know, you might think. I know a lot of people don't see their plecos at all until lights go out, and these guys definitely come out during the day when I drop some earthworm and blackworm pellets in there. They find those things hard to resist. But they're really fun, fascinating, interesting little guys, and the color patterns are just, you know, really nice, especially when they're juveniles. They have those nice broad yellow or whitish and black stripes, very defined stripes. Those patterns will change a little bit as they age. But again, I'm really enjoying this tank and really having a good time with it. As far as equipment on the tank, I've got 2 Cobalt Aquatics Neotherm heaters. These are the new and improved versions. They're both 150 watt heaters, and they're holding the temperature spot on at 82 degrees. I've got an AquaClear 110 back there with a pre-filter sponge on there to keep all the duckweed out. A Corellia 425 nano water circulation pump over there. Offer a little current blowing across the entrance of the caves. I turn that off when I put food in there. So that's currently off. And then a couple of big sponge filters. Really easy maintenance and no substrate, so the tank's easy to keep clean. A little bit of detritus and poo hanging around the bottom there. I'll be doing a water change on this tank today or tomorrow. Probably about 10 to 15 gallons. And I will fill it back up with RO water that's been brought up to the same parameters. But really enjoying these little fish. So I will keep people updated and posted as we make progress through this breeding project, and hopefully be able to share some successful spawn videos, and hopefully a bunch of juveniles and a bunch of juvenile growing out. That's the plan anyways. Might take a while. Plecos are very slow breeding. They live a long time, but they're slow growing. But they do live a long life relative to many other species of fish. So my juveniles that I have in there, they might not be to sexual age and size and maturity until maybe another year from now. But we'll see how that goes. And with plecos, the one thing that I've learned in the reading and the research I've done is you have to be patient. You don't buy plecos, when you're buying juveniles especially, you don't buy them and expect them to be spawning for you in 1 to 2 months like you can with guppies and endlers and fish like that. Plecos are more of a marathon versus a sprint, and it's going to take time and commitment. But I've got all the time in the world, and I'm committed to these fish in this tank, and we'll see how it goes. You can see a couple of dither fish swimming around in there. Those were some hybrid Endler guppy mixes that were given to me, and those are not going to make their way into my 75-gallon Endler tank, where I've got a lot of N-class and P-class type Endlers. These are all hybrids in here, so they're still pretty and unique fish. Not the best water for Endlers, but they're serving a purpose. They're just acting as a little dither fish in here to kind of give, make the plecos feel a little more comfortable with fish swimming overhead. But anyways, that's about it for this tank. In this video, I'm going to wrap it up. Again, I'm not an expert. If you have any questions specifically to plecos or L134s, you might want to direct those questions to the experts on Planet Catfish or Pleco Planet. And but otherwise, any comments, questions, post below. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I'm going to try to keep everyone updated on this tank and all my others. And yeah, if you didn't like the video, go ahead and tell me why, and we'll try to make improvements moving forward. But that's about it. Hopefully everybody has a great weekend. And until next time, we will talk to you guys later.